Welcome back to Radio Shack. Here's another video here talking more Power Rangers. Now, last year I think was a solid year for us, and I think one of the main things that kept carrying us on was the preference videos, or what do you prefer? I think one of our best videos last year was, what were you, Team Dragonzord or Team White Tigerzord? I will leave the link in the description down below if you want to check that out. But I want to keep the trend going here, and I feel like I got a good one here, especially with this question. What is your starting team? Do you prefer having the starting five, or would you rather have the core three? So I'll ask the question, give my thoughts, what do I prefer, and at the end of the video, let's go in the comment section below and get you guys' thoughts. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So as we all know, when it comes to Power Rangers, we usually tend to think you have your starting five, whether that be red, blue, black, pink, and yellow, or red, blue, green, pink, and yellow. And then eventually we get our sixth Ranger. But that wasn't always the case with Power Rangers. As you remember, when we got into the Disney era, when we moved over there, when we got into Power Rangers Ninja Storm, we had our first time seeing a core three with red, blue, and yellow, which makes sense because red, blue, and yellow is the primary colors. So why not have a starting three with that? And it was kind of like the trend during the Disney era, where we had that with Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, Jungle Fury, and RPM. Those were solid seasons in the Disney era. As I like to think of it, there are good and bad with both things. To me, when it comes to having that starting five, you lose some of the character development, I think. Because when you have a core three, you get to have time with the three of those characters, develop them before you add on more of the team. I think of that instance when we had Tori, Shane, and Dustin, and we got to grow with those three before we got into the Thunder Rangers and spending more time with them, and eventually have Cam. Where you had Dino Thunder, where you had Ethan, Connor, and Kira, spend time with them. Tommy was already established, but then we got to grow with Trent and his story arc of the season. And I think you lose a lot of that sometimes when you have a starting five. Case in point, when I think of that, I immediately go to Time Force. Time Force is in my top 5 favorite seasons of all time. But it does have this weakness when it comes to developing the characters. When it comes to that, we had Wes, Jen, and Eric. Without a doubt, most popular Rangers of that season, and had the most character development out of all 6 Rangers. I feel like we kind of lose that. I mean, of course, in earlier seasons, when you think of like Mighty Morphin, we got to spend like over 60 plus episodes with some of those characters, so they got a lot more character development than other teams of starting 5. But it's not always the case. But one of the things that is great about having starting 5 is you have the advantage of numbers. You're not just getting just 3 Rangers who get jumped basically almost all the time. It also depends on the power set of the characters. But not only that, you get a variety of characters you get to like when you have that starting 5 and eventually grow into a team of 6. But if I had to say my preference, I lean towards the core 3. I like the core 3 team because you get to more of that character development, and plus I kind of grew up in that post-Zordon Disney era of Power Rangers where Ninja Storm was one that I instantly fell in love with. Even though Wild Force was kind of like the transition, instantly fell in love with Ninja Storm. And then you got Dino Thunder, Jungle Fury, RPM, which are without a doubt in my top 10 favorite seasons of all time. So I guess it makes sense why I lean towards that, but it's more so the character development for me and why I love the idea of a core 3. And the primary colors are always great. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Comment below. join the conversation. And as always, you know my thoughts, and make sure you like, subscribe. Don't forget to power that notification bell on to notify when I upload a video. And until my next video, I will see you later.